Order. Sergeant Arms will please secure the chamber doors. Members, please take your seats. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. President.
All right, Senators, on this Wednesday, February 19th, we are very pleased to have Pastor Tim Wolf of United Church, Maryland, in Reisterstown, Maryland, guest of the Distinguished Senator from the 10th District. Please rise for the invocation.
Well, good morning, Senators, and good morning, guests. It's an honor to be with you this morning. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, thank you for giving us another day of life. We don't take it for granted. Help each of us to use the opportunity that you've given us to faithfully serve those that we represent. I ask that you, a God of infinite wisdom, would give these leaders wisdom in matters that seem difficult to solve. I ask that you, a God of love, would bring a spirit of civility in matters where it seems difficult to agree. And I ask that you, a God of justice, would bring clarity on what's right and wrong. I also pray for these leaders and their families. We know the demands of being a leader, and we ask that you would protect their families. For those who have spouses and children at home, I ask that you would enrich their family life. I also ask that these senators would lay their head to rest tonight and have a full and grateful heart in light of the work that they've accomplished. Amen.
Recognized Senator from District 10.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, it is my honor today to thank and introduce Pastor Tim Wolf, a dedicated leader and a valued constituent of District 10. Pastor Wolf serves with unwavering commitment to his faith, his community, and he brings hope, guidance, and service to those he touches. And also in the audience is his three of his daughters. That's Liam, Lily, and Isabella. And they're behind me here. And Lily was a recipient of a scholarship from the senator.
Excellent.
Thank you. Yes.
Very good. And without objection, we will journalize the good Reverend's invocation this morning.
Yes, please. Would you journalize his invocation?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the pastor mentioned today that the last time he was with us was when we were doing a virtual session in 21. So I was noting that we had the invocations on the big board with the screens, and it was a very different world. That was a very different year in 21. But excellent. Thank you, Senator, and thank you for being here with us. All right. Has everyone recorded their presence in the chamber? It appears so. The clerk will take the call. With 42 members in the chamber and a quorum being present, the Senate of Maryland is now in session. We have a couple of resolutions. Let's go ahead and start with our robotics team. Let's go to the senator from Anne Arundel County.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's my privilege to introduce an exceptional group of students from Lindale Middle School, the Hyperlinks Robotics Team 45908E, who have accomplished remarkable feats in the world of robotics. In 2024, this outstanding team earned the title of #1 ranked middle school robotics team in the state of Maryland. They were one of only 5 teams selected to represent Maryland at the World Robotics Tournament in Dallas, Texas. In addition, they made history as the first middle school in Anne Arundel County Public Schools to win a state championship in robotics. Along with their success on the competition floor, the team was honored with the prestigious Excellence Award, the highest recognition a robotics team can receive. Above all, they are known for their dedication to teamwork, their community, their willingness to help others, earning them a reputation as leaders in both robotics and service. Please join me in congratulating the students of Hyperlinks Robotics for their outstanding achievements, and please thank Mr. Hall, the teacher that works with them, Mr. Walker, the principal, and our superintendent, Dr. Bedell. And in the gallery, we have school board members and other robotics team members. It's a big group. They do a great job. And thank you for representing Lindale Middle School in Maryland with such distinction. We're proud to recognize you today. And Mr. President, can we have the resolution read?
The resolution will be read in full.
Be it hereby known to all that the Senate of Maryland offers its sincerest congratulations to Lindale Middle School Hyperlinks Robotics Team. In recognition of winning the Maryland State Robotics Championship, we applaud the outstanding achievement and wish you continued success. The entire membership extends its best wishes on this memorable occasion and directs this resolution be presented on this 19th day of February 2025.
The clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President,
Has everyone recorded their vote? If so, the clerk will take the call. To the scholars of Lindale Middle School Hyperlinks Robotic Team, the Senate of Maryland celebrates your successes as the Maryland State Robotics Champions. Congratulations, well done. I don't know if anybody's ever been to these robotics championships, but my son did it last year. It is unbelievable. So super well done.
Mr.
They're
President,
incredible. Yes, Senator from
if
District
I
1.
may, just a public service announcement. The 2025 state championship will be on Saturday at UMBC. I've attended that for at least 5 or 6 years because I've had, out of 8 children, 5 or 6 of
Very
them have
good.
been part of that. But
Excellent.
there's been colleagues in the House who have joined me over there. And if you're anywhere looking for something to do Saturday afternoon, I am telling you, the competition is intense and is so impressive.
It
You
is so
really
impressive.
should get a check that out.
Excellent.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for
Mr.
that
President.
awareness. Thank you. It really is. It's unbelievable. These things that young people are creating, it's crazy. All right, let's go ahead. We have all the way from Boonesboro. Let's hear the senator from District 2.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, today we welcome a group of young women from our area of Washington County that we affectionately call South County. The Warriors of Boonesboro High School are led by head coach Shelby Wallace. The team features 7 seniors, 5 juniors, and 3 sophomores. Going 17-3 overall, Boonesboro made only their 3rd appearance in the state finals, their first since 2007. The Warriors swept 2-time defending champion Clear Spring. My condolences to my friend from District 1. Sorry, not sorry. To win their first title in 40 years. Mr. President, I'd like to request the clerk read the resolution in full. And colleagues, please extend a big Senate welcome as we recognize and celebrate our 1A state volleyball champions, the Boonesboro High School Warriors.
Very good. Clerk will read the resolution in full.
be it hereby known to all that the Senate of Maryland offers its sincerest congratulations to Boonesboro High School girls volleyball team in recognition of winning the 2024 Class 1A Girls Volleyball State Championship. We applaud your outstanding season and wish you many more. The entire membership extends its best wishes on this memorable occasion and directs this resolution be presented on this 19th day of February, 2025.
The clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President,
Has everyone recorded their vote? If so, the clerk. Can we make sure we get the senator from District 2? Please. Excellent. All right, the clerk will take the call. To the ladies of Boonesboro High School girls volleyball team and coaches and parents, the Senate of Maryland unanimously celebrates your 2024 Class 1A Girls Volleyball State Championship. Congratulations on the great work. Great job, great job. Keep up the great work on the court and in the classroom. Thank you all. All right. Do we have, I think that does it on resolutions. Do we have any introductions? Introductions today? Yes, Senator from the 27th District.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, if you could turn your attention to your right. If I could have the 3 interns stand up from my office. I know we have a little bit going on over there. So I'll begin the introductions. First up is Ms. Brianna Garcia. She's a senior at University of Maryland College Park. She's in government politics major. She is a resident of Calvert County, as you all know. If you don't know, I'll remind you again, I represent 3 counties. She's a resident of Calvert County, and she attended Calvert High School, and she graduated there. So if we could welcome her. Thank you.
Welcome.
Secondly, we have Ms. Caroline Garrett. She's a junior at the University of Maryland College Park, philosophy, politics, and economics major, and law and society minor, a resident of Chesapeake Beach, and graduate of Honeytown High School. Welcome. Lastly, of the current interns, Mr. Tyler Sewell. Tyler was here as an intern back in 2021, I believe it was. We were, I'm sorry, at Page back then. He's a junior at University of Maryland College Park, studying governance and politics and Russian language and literature. Young man has some foresight, I think. Also a former student page, and it was a 22 session. Calvert High School graduate. Welcome, Tyler.
Welcome.
And lastly, Mr. President, up in the gallery, we have two former interns. I know we just had Senate pass. We have interns pass. One, Demetrius Briscoe, just recently graduated Bowie State University. Welcome, Demetrius, part of our
Welcome.
staff. And lastly, Jordan Lewis Demetrius from Prince George's County, by the way, Gwen Park High School. Jordan Lewis, St. Charles High School in Charles County. He is a senior at Towson University. So
Very good.
thank you all very much for welcoming.
Welcome. Welcome. Very good. Excellent. All right, Senator from the 16th District.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, it is my pleasure to introduce the Doctor of the Day, Dr. Stephen Rockauer from District 16. Many of you may know him. He has been the Doctor of the Day for many, many years, including all of my years here in Annapolis, so please give him a warm Senate welcome.
Welcome. Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Mr. President, I have another announcement,
Sarah, may
please.
proceed.
Thank you. Colleagues, please join me in giving a warm Senate welcome to 9 students who are here in the gallery today as participants in the Chesapeake Bay Foundation's Student Leadership Program. This is a year-round program open to high school students living within the Chesapeake Bay watershed that connects, educates, and inspires the next generation of environmental stewards. Thank you to these students and to the Chesapeake Bay Foundation for your sponsorship.
Excellent. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Senator from the 41st District.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, today we have joining with us a member of the 41st District. He's also a senior at Baltimore Polytech Institute, Cameron Askew. He's the Communications Director of the Associated Student Congress of Baltimore City. He serves on the Maryland Youth Advisory Council. He's also a page with us. And please join me in giving him a warm Senate welcome today. Thank you.
Welcome. Good to see you again. Great to see you. All right, I think we do, just one more, behind us, do we have Clay Hill and Patterson Park Public Charter? So I think we have the 5th and 6th graders from Clay Hill Public Charter School and Patterson Park Public Charter School. Guess they're in the 46th, the amazing 46th Legislative District. An amazing set of schools that are just doing remarkable work. Great, great, great students. Had a chance to say hello to them this morning. Just if we could give them a warm Senate welcome. Senator from the 12th District.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a constituent in the rear gallery who is a resident of Columbia, also retired educators. I know we have students on one side, retired educators, former principal. On the other side, Mark Covington is here as my shadow of the day today. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Welcome. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Senator from Anne Arundel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, today is University System of Maryland Joint Council's Advocacy Day, and joining us in the gallery are members from the 12 universities that comprise the University System of Maryland, including the University System of Maryland Student Council, the Council of University System Staff, and the Council of University System Faculty. This is the 7th time that these councils have come together to advocate for public higher education. If you could just give them a round of applause.
Welcome. Welcome. Senator from College Park.
Thank you, Mr. President. We also have with us today guests, staff and parents from College Park Academy, which is actually located in the 22nd District, even though it's called College Park Academy. But as some of you know, it was founded by the University of Maryland. The city of College Park was rated last year in the top 10% of high schools in the United States by U.S. News and World Report, and we're glad to have them here today.
Welcome.
Give them a warm welcome. Thank you.
Doing a great job. Excellent. Welcome. Welcome to College Park Academy. Oh, behind us. It's good to see you all. Thank you. All right. Let's see. Any further introductions? Anything else before we jump in today? All right. So we consider the reading of the journal from the prior legislative day. First, we have some slightly late bills here. This is calendar number 39. Clerk will read the bills.
Senate Bill 1028, Senator Guile, Natural Resources, Vessels, Carbon Monoxide Warning Labels, Rules.
Majority Leader moves so be considered the reading of the bills. They'll be referred to the Rules Committee. Just as a reminder, Senators, rules is a little bit more intense this year. More intense. Not just my dog ate my homework. It's going to be real, has to be real clear rationale for why it's getting out and why it was late. So just keep that in mind. All right, Senate Bond Initiatives, calendar 31. Clerk will read the bond initiatives.
Number 1, Senator Hester, St. Anne's Episcopal Church, Budget and Taxation.
All right, the bond initiative will be referred to The Capital Budget Subcommittee, we have an appointment letter. Clerk will read the letter.
Dear Senator Lamb, I'm pleased to report that Johns Hopkins has selected one additional member of the Johns Hopkins and Baltimore communities listed below to fill a vacancy which arose for a variety of reasons, including the conclusion
All right,
of
Majority
terms
Leader moves,
on the-
so be considered the reading of the appointment letter. We will refer it to the Executive Nominations Committee. We have a layover bill. This is layover calendar number 2. Clerk will read the bill.
Senate Bill 444, Senator Smith, Public Safety, Gun Buyback Programs, Destruction of Firearms. Question is on the adoption of the 2 committee amendments and the favorable report.
All right, question is on the 2 committee amendments. Any discussion of the amendments? Any objection to the committee amendments? Without objection, the 2 committee amendments are adopted. Question now is on the amended report. Any discussion? Any objections? Discussion of the Senator from the 37th District on the amended report.
Yeah, I just had a quick question for the floor leader.
Will the floor leader yield for a question on the report?
Sure, yes.
Senator may proceed.
Yeah, for these programs, they're mostly done by the government. Am I correct?
Well, they have to be done by an FFL or a law enforcement entity.
Yeah, and so would the provisions of the bill apply to the law enforcement agency?
Yes.
They're not, I just wanted to make sure that it's applied uniformly amongst any entities that are involved in the programs.
Yes, that's right.
And then, aren't most of these programs done by law enforcement agencies right now?
Most of them are, to my knowledge, yes.
Right. And I guess there's, as far as the use of taxpayer money to fund these, that's already being done by the direction of whatever law enforcement agency is conducting the programs.
Well, since they're law enforcement agencies subsidized by taxpayer money, then yes.
Yeah.
By proxy, yes.
Yeah, and I was wondering in the bill, and I checked the fiscal report, but is there anything in the bill that would create any kind of a financial obligation to conduct these programs?
No, the bill is silent on that. This just says if you do this, this is how you have to do it. And so, yeah, it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna cause a proliferation of buyback programs.
Thank you. 4 easy questions. I appreciate it.
Excellent. Thank you.
All right. Excellent. Thank you, Senator. Senator from the 29th, St. Mary's and Calvary.
Thank you, Mr. President. If I could just continue a little round with our questions from yesterday.
Senator may proceed.
So obviously, I was not that familiar with the actual intent of the gun buyback program, because I don't think that existed that much when I was in law enforcement. So I would ask you if you could explain to me how someone was actually would participate in this.
So what happens generally is the law enforcement agency would team up with like a community organization, let's say a church, and they'll base themselves in the community and they'll advertise, hey, no questions asked, we're going to conduct a gun buyback. You can get money, gift cards, no questions asked, we're going to sweep these things in, and law enforcement will partner with that community entity to do that. And then you would just basically go to that center, that buyback program table, turn in your firearm, and no questions asked, you walk away.
So you say that the individual would walk up and turn in their firearm. So
the firearm in their possession.
So when you say a firearm in their possession, what kind of ownership would they have to prove that they actually owned the gun that they were turning in?
They don't. No questions asked, you turn in the firearm.
So when we turn in a firearm, if that person had used that firearm in a crime, and that could have been the crime that that weapon had evidence, somebody could just walk in, we could pay them for turning in a quote, smoking gun, and they would be paid for it, and the gun would be destroyed?
No.
Okay.
So the gun, every firearm that's turned in they run a trace on it. So they're going to run that check to see if that firearm is either stolen or was suspected to have been involved in any sort of a crime. And if that's the case, then they will conduct that investigation and try and run that down. So the bill is very explicit in maintaining that practice that happens now for current buybacks. The chiefs and sheriffs came in and said, hey, look, we understand you want to destroy these. That's the practice we engage in right now anyway, but want to make sure that the law is clear on this. We want to make sure that we maintain the ability to retain crime guns or stolen firearms.
So, what law requires the police to actually check that firearm to see about ownership?
So actually right now the law does not require that. That's the practice. This bill requires that.
So if you could read to me where in this bill it says that it requires and it mandates that every law enforcement agency will check that.
Yeah. So it has an exception for when they do it, they can keep it. So that's what the chiefs and sheriffs came in on and requested. And I'll read their amendments. This bill addresses gun buyback programs and requires that firearms traded for compensation be destroyed and every component part attached to the firearm may be permanently inoperable or unrepairable. And then scroll down, we said, look, we don't object to adding more structure to this process, but we'd like to ensure that the statute is clear that an investigation takes place involving the firearm and that the firearm may be returned to its lawful owner, kept as evidence, or destroyed. And that is, that language that they requested was inserted on page 3 in line 5, on line 5, and then also on following on line 9 on page 3.
And it doesn't say if they do it.
So it says that they can do that check, and that if that check comes back where it's stolen, reported lost, that they can maintain it and return it to the lawful owner of that firearm, or they can maintain possession of that firearm so they can conclude their investigation if that firearm is suspected to be involved in a crime.
If they check the firearm.
They will check the firearm. That's what they do. That's what they say they do.
Where does it mandate that they check every firearm?
It does not mandate that that's the practice, and this law makes clear that they can engage in that practice and continue to engage in that practice.
So I just wanted to be clear that there is no mandate that says that if a firearm is turned in a buyback, that we would check to make sure that that gun is not evidence in a crime. Only if the police department has the time and resources to run a check. This law does not require and mandate that we check it. And that brings me to another point, that if I was on vacation for a month and somebody would happen to relieve me, needed some of my firearms more than I did out of my house, and they could get a cash payout for my firearms, right? There's no date that would say that they have to hold the gun before I could come home 20 days later and all of a sudden report my gun stolen.
That's happening right now. That's happening right now without this bill. The practice is they are destroying those firearms. If that scenario happened, however abstract that scenario is, that is happening right now, today. That's happening right now.
And Mr. President, that is clearly my point, that if we're going to fix this, we should clearly fix the provisions so that we don't continue to allow things that are happening today to continue. And we should be mindful of people that have things stolen out of their homes, right? We should be mindful to represent and respect not only the constituents that want to get money for a gun that they came in contact with, but we should be able to respect the legal gun owners and to make sure that their property is not destroyed. Many of the firearms that people have are antiques. They are things in their family. They date back for generations. And if what's happening, if the police department only elects to run a check, right, then they would notify the person. But if they don't do that, we should mandate that that is the case.
So I'll say, if it's an antique, a curio, or a relic, you know, I don't. You're not going to be. Anyone can possess those, and you should. You know, I would assume that if you're interested in turning those in, you're going to turn them into a place where you're going to get the best dollar for your trade-in if you're engaged in that practice. But look, I will. The thrust of this bill and the purpose of the bill is to ensure that yes, law enforcement agencies have the ability to conduct those background checks and to ensure that those guns are not. I believe this language meets that because that's the practice. If you want to put in it explicitly that they have to do that, I'm cool with that. I'm copacetic with that. For the other side about the stolen firearms, it's a little bit more removed for me for the thrust of this bill. If you want to come back with another bill next year, I will fully support that. But I don't think that's probably proper for the four corners of this bill here. So we can talk about that more, but I'm going to reject that. I'm going to ask the body to reject that amendment if it comes forward.
So, Mr. President, I'm just trying to figure out, are we special ordering this bill?
If you'd like to.
Okay, thank you.
All right, senators move to special order the bill till the appropriate time tomorrow. If there are no objections from the committee, we will special order the bill to the appropriate time tomorrow. All right. That'll do it. Let's take the clerk read the next bill. We have a special order calendar, number 11.
Senate Bill 533, Senator Folden, Public Safety, Police Accountability, Time Limit for Filing Administrative Charges. Bill is on second reading and open to amendment.
I was a little confused on the last one. I couldn't get out of my head vacation for a month. And I was thinking, is this France? Like, who's vacationing for a month? Yeah, okay, fair enough. All right, yeah. All right. Back to the order of the day. All right, let's see. We're on Senate Bill 533. Question is, we have an amendment, we believe. Senator from the 27th has an amendment.
Yes, Mr. President, amendment's being passed around.
Excellent. The pages will collect and distribute the senator's amendment.
It's
Give us just a half second to get up on the board here, Senator. All right, sir, may explain the very complicated amendment.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the indulging me. I've had a conversation with the sponsor of the bill. This is a co-sponsor amendment for myself and Senator from District 26.
Excellent. So. All right. Any senators move the amendment on the committee? Any objections to the amendment? Nope. Appears no objections. Without objection, the amendment is adopted. That does it for today. The desk is clear. Oh, yes, please, ordered, so this is yes, be ordered printed for third reading. Now the desk is officially clear. Just quick note, administratively, Friday is going to be a pro forma. Committees just need, especially Triple E, who's kind of just the workhorse committee this year. Thank you. Everyone's working very hard. Triple E and staff and members are working especially hard, and they're going to need some extra time on Friday. So we're going to do a pro forma on Friday. We'll see what next week looks like, but it's going to start to get busier on the floor. We're doing pretty well. I think we're not too backed up. Budget's going to be coming, and that'll, I suspect, take a little bit more time. So we're moving through what we can at this point. Let's hear from Chair of Finance.
Thank you, Mr. President. Finance will meet at 1 o'clock today. We have 10 bills. It's easy day. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Chair of Education, Energy, and the Environment.
Thank you, Mr. President. The committee will be meeting at the joint hearing room today to hear the governor's bill on the blueprint and modifications. We're going to do it jointly with the Budget and Taxation Committee at 1 p.m. And then after that, we'll meet back at the Triple E Committee for 11 bill hearings. Thank you, Mr. President.
Excellent. Thank you, Senator. Budget and Tax, same deal. Joint hearing. Judicial proceedings.
We'll meet today, thank you, Mr. President. We'll meet today at 1 p.m. for bill hearings. We have 11 bills and over 100 witnesses signed up, so it's going to be a long day for us in JPR.
Big day. All right. Let's see, any other standing committees? Select committees? Let's see, Capital Budget Subcommittee.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Just wanted to give a quick update on capital. So right now, the Senate Capital Budget Subcommittee is tracking 380 requests. Again, we have $10 million worth of legislative bond initiative funding, and I'm tracking $138 million worth of requests. The key of this is obviously setting expectations. But the other thing is that which often accompanies the legislative bond initiatives is a bond initiative fact sheet. In order for us to allocate funding, we need that legislative bond initiative fact sheet submitted. If there's no legislative bond initiative fact sheet, we're not going to be able to put money into a project. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Excellent. Also, good reminder too that projects that are ready to roll are a higher eligibility than ones that are kind of stockpiling to get ready to go, generally. All right, let's see. Additional committee announcements, delegations. Let's see, Montgomery County delegation.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, hopefully tomorrow will be as short on the floor as today was, because Montgomery County Senate delegation, we're going to pick up where we left off last week tomorrow, immediately following session. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator. Prince George's County?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Prince George's County will be meeting at 6 o'clock this evening in the Neal Conference Room, 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. All right, other delegations? Yes, Senator from District 6.
Not about districts, but a special privilege to mention something.
Let's see if there are any other announcements. Black Caucus?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President, colleagues. Black Caucus will be tomorrow morning at 8:30 in the Baltimore City Room in the House Office Building, 8:30 tomorrow.
8:30, excellent. Any other committee announcements or delegations? If not, informational announcement, Senator from District 6.
Thank you, Mr. President. I've talked to you briefly about this, and just want to mention this. A couple weekends ago, we lost a good friend and a good leader in Maryland. This man was a journalist for many years with WBAL-TV. Yes. He was a reverend. He was an award-winning journalist. Also, he was part of the Harvest of Christian Ministries in Baltimore, and he passed away. I would always run into this good, kind friend at my dry cleaners all the time. And we would just bump into each other and just talk about good things, that we were brothers in Christ. But Tim Tootin was just a kind individual. He would reach out to everybody. He would reach out to any party, to any people. And he would reach out to other organizations, that he would make sure that he would give the time of day to any part. Tim was just a kind person, and he would give you the time of day any day. So, Mr. President, knowing this man and knowing the times that I met him here, but even right outside and inside my district, just want to say to everybody, we're going to miss Tim. And I'm going to miss the conversations that I had with him, but I'm going to miss the opportunities that I would bump into him at the dry cleaners. So if we could we adjourn and Reverend Tim Tootin for this day. Thank you, Mr. President.
Without objection, most certainly. He was a truly wonderful, genuine, great guy. Really, really great guy. We have another announcement from the Senator from the 27th.
Yes, colleagues, this is the annual blood drive day today. I know we've been off a little bit. So right outside out in front of St. John's College, you'll see the bus. So blood drive is up today from 9 until 4:30 p.m., the annual blood drive. So please, if you're interested and if you desire to give blood, please do so. Thank you.
Thank you so much for bringing that to our attention. Really, really important if we can do it. Excellent. All right. Anything else for the good of the order? If not, let's do a quorum call.
Mr. President?
Has everyone recorded their presence? If so, the clerk will take the call. With 45 members in the chamber and a quorum being present, the Senate of Maryland remains in session. Chair recognizes the Majority Leader.
Mr. President, someday we'll have 47.
One day. I'm waiting. It's coming. I know.
Okay, I move the Senate of Maryland stand adjourned until Thursday, February 20th at 10 a.m., adjourning today in memory of Tim Tootin.
Without objection, so ordered. Have a wonderful day, everyone. See you tomorrow.